Good afternoon. I'd like to call the meeting of the Board of Water Commissioners to order and ask the secretary for a roll call, please.
Vice Chair Blackman. Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Garcia.
She's
Commissioner
present.
Garcia. Commissioner Kenlock. Chairman Einhauser, Commissioner Forte, and Commissioner Fagade are excused but plans to join us.
Oh, they do plan to join us. Very good.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Properly moved and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The next item is public comment. Do we have any indication of someone who would like to speak? Oh, yes. I didn't. Well, oh, sorry.
Chair of the minutes.
Thank you very much. Moved and supported. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Now, the next item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone who has indicated a need or a wish to speak before this committee or this board? Do we have anyone who has indicated that they wish to speak before the board?
Madam Chair,
We have no, yes.
there is nobody in person, but online,
All right.
we do have one hand that's raised. Would you like us to read the message?
Please read the statement. Yes, sir. Thank you.
To make a comment, please raise your hand by using the raise hand icon on your desktop or mobile device using the Zoom app. If you are calling into the meeting by phone, press *9 to raise your hand. During public comment, after your name is called, you will be given permission to unmute.
Thank you very much. And who is the person who was asked to be recognized?
Madam Chair, the first hand that's raised is Cecily McClellan.
Ms. McClellan, good afternoon and welcome. Please state your concern before the board.
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. Cecily McClellan, we the people of Detroit. And I'm calling because I continue to have the same concern as it relates to persons not eligible to access the assistance program. As I indicated last month, the program now has been backed up with no admissions until the third quarter of this year. We're fielding at least 5 and more calls a week that indicate that they were on the Easy Pay program. Well, first of all, they would like to apply, and they've been instructed to put their name on the list, but there's no openings. And they were on the Easy Pay program. And often many of these persons that have are on the Easy Pay program, unfortunately, they had a high enough arrearage and they were facing shutoff. And the only way to prevent that shutoff was then to get on the Easy Pay program. And knowingly that they don't have the resources on a regular basis to pay that bill for 36 months. It is imperative if we don't want to go into a large number of shutoffs, and at this point, we don't even know the level of shutoff. We have requested that data be provided, and here in the city of Detroit, particularly as we look at, some of the diseases that we have seen that's on our vegetation, being able to have water to clean, your fruits and vegetables are really crucially important. But also having additional dollars. It's very clear that the level, the amount of money that's been allocated to this program is just not sufficient. And we know that because when we look at the H2O program, when it was originally funded and it had almost 30,000, we were looking at almost 50, it was over 50 million spent on that program. Now we're talking about 5 million. Unfortunately, that's not going to be sufficient for a population in the city that is it's expected that at least about 60,000 households could benefit from a program, the H2O program. So we're going to constantly be in this same circumstance where people are going to apply when they can for the Easy Pay program, and then they're going to not be able to keep up and then therefore be terminated. And now they're not able to pay those large back bills to catch back up to get back on Easy Pay. We have to begin to look at some other remedy because these numbers are growing in terms of persons that are in shut off and those people that have been shut off. And we need to know who have been shut off. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
McClellan.
Madam Chair, we have another hand that's raised, Narelle Hemphill.
Pardon?
Narelle,
I'm
Hemphill.
turning the meeting over to the chair. He has arrived. Mr. Einhauser, Chair Einhauser. Or should I call you what, never mind. Eisenhower.
Sorry, can you tell me again, who's on?
Narelle Hemphill.
Hemphill. Ms. Hemphill,
Good afternoon. My name is Norel
Hear you.
Hemphill. I serve as the Legal and Public Policy Manager at We the People of Detroit. Good afternoon to the chair and to the board. Thank you for this time to speak to you all today. I want to echo what Ms. McClellan said before me about the issues with water that we're facing in Detroit, across Michigan, the Great Lakes, and really the nation. We know for years Detroit has been a national leader in water, even so much as many of the programs that we see across the nation have used Detroit as not only a benchmark, but also as the foundation for the programs that they have. In particularly the water affordability programs, where residents who are lower income receive a bill that they are able to pay every month. What we've seen is that over the last 5 years in places like Pennsylvania, they're able to capture millions of dollars that were previously uncollectible. We know that that same thing could happen in Detroit. So instead of having bills that follow customers from location to residence, or that become a part of their consumer billing and consumer collectibles and things like that, we could actually have a bill that people can afford and then have additional funds that were previously uncollectible coming into our water utility. So, again, while we have Lifeline H2O and those 47,010, you know, households, excuse me, are protected, we definitely need more solutions. We need more people to benefit from these programs. The water bills are becoming increasingly high, especially as we try to figure out how to replace lead lines. And we're talking about going to the bond market, which means that we will incur more debt and our bills will continue to go up. So again, we have to figure this thing out. Um, and we need something that's going to benefit people. Even Easy Pay, while, the metrics for that are on the screen, it has a 40% failure rate. In collaboration with that 60% success rate. So there's 40% of people who are still not able to afford their water bills because of that. So again, and I would be remiss if I did not lift yet again our bills that we have, that we really do need DWSD to support. The House bills 4555 and 5170 through 5173, and the Senate bit, the U.S. Congress bills 8254.
Time.
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, at the time, there's no other hands that are raised online, but we may have someone here in person.
You need to sign in.
So we have nobody?
Someone here.
Let the record reflect Commissioner Fagade is with us. Yes, ma'am. Hi.
With the final real estate closing bill. We just closed a transaction 2 months ago, and still the final real estate bill is not ready. And I had a problem with 2 properties. I will state one problem I had, and all my problems are the same thing. In 9176 Winthrop Street, we bought the property in April. The title company called and asked for the bill. Was at that time, we were the buyers, right? They asked for the bill was $6,000. So of course, in the statement in closing, seller paid $6,000. Then we bought the property. I did all the process. I activate the account under our name. Came first bill, was all regular, $100 just in debts. I follow up to see that title company paid the $6,000, okay? And then after a month, water company say, oh, the meter was estimating from 2024. Your bill is $2,000. I'm like, in June, we bought the property in April. So I'm contacting the water company and they say, oh, it's your fault because you didn't have a final real estate closing. The title company say, okay, if we wait for final real estate closing, we never close no transaction. And I know that because I wait 2 months for all the final real estate bills. I'm literally every day on a call with the water company. So how they will make me respond? I know that water is a lien, right? But how they will make me responsible for $2,000 from bills from 2024? If they don't know that their meters are not good and are estimating, it's not our fault. We just was buying a house. And we did the process and paid the $6,000 and all of this. Same happened with another property that we bought. There was not even a meter in the property. And they make us pay $1,700. So I'm seeing this problem in all the transactions. And now I'm starting to ask for our final real estate closing before I close any transaction. But guess what? We wait 30 and 40 and 60 days for the closing. People needs to move. People needs to live in their houses. People needs to occupy the house, and they can't wait for the water company to do a final real estate closing to then occupy the property, sell, or buy. People has their own lives. So we can't just wait for water company to do the final real estate closing for us to continue our lives.
The title company, they have, the title company has the responsibility of looking at all liens, including a water lien, don't they?
Yeah, but at the moment they call, the water company say it's $6,000. Now they are pushing 2,000 more, saying that the bill was not accurate at that time, that the meter was estimating from 2024. And they didn't know the meter was estimating because we didn't ask for a final real estate closing. The title company just asked for the bill and it was $6,000.
So, yeah,
We're selling the property again. Today was the closing and we're paying $2,000.
yeah. If you can just stop being mad just for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I recognize that we have a problem at DWSD with real estate closings. And I've invited the major title companies and other real estate agents to come to my office and have a forum on all of the issues surrounding real estate closings, as well as the ones that you just described. And so I'm asking you or inviting you to be a part of the forum so that we can fix this issue for all the real estate agents. And then we will also take a look at the individual cases that you've described today. So somebody on my staff, as soon as you walk away from the podium, will give you the date and time of that particular forum. And we'd welcome you to be a part of it, because I want to do nothing but solve this problem. I understand the dilemma that you're having. It's real, and we want to fix it. So if you would share this information in the forum, also with title companies that are a part of this forum, we will get to the bottom of it and put in processes, policies in place that rectify the issue.
Mr. Chair, let me say this. Okay, so I had not heard one of these in a while, but when I first got on here, we would hear them regularly. People would come and explain that. One, can you share that form with the board so we can distribute it as well? On this case, can you keep us abreast of how it's handled,
Because
I definitely want, like you said, the whole issue, I guess, because I hadn't heard it in a while, but if you can keep us abreast of that.
Absolutely, we will. And someone can correct me, but I believe it's coming up this week.
Let me know when the next one.
I just want to share one more thing. For example, yesterday I had a closing, okay? And because of that problem, and because we can't wait for the final real estate closing from water company, we put an escrow $3,000. Not everybody put that much in escrow. They usually put just $300. And what about if I put 3,000, but then the bill comes like meter estimating from 2,000 until your bill is 16,000? You know, we just put an escrow 3,000. That it's too much. Title companies just put 300.
Again, the meeting will be tomorrow. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We'll work through your individual issues, and we welcome your input, because we don't want to do anything but fix this problem. That's all I want to do, is get it fixed. Okay. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
all right, is there anyone else who would like to address the board? Do we have anyone else online? And is there anyone in the room that would like to address the board? All right, then we will close public participation. And I concur with the director. The whole reason you buy title insurance is to have clear title to the property. And it would seem to me that's part of their responsibility. You know, they check the Register of Deeds, they look. Yep.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but we absolutely, it should not take title company or anybody 2 months to get the final. I understand what you're saying, but we have, the director said we're looking into that. You know, I'm just saying that final bill seems to be an issue.
Let's be clear. We have not been putting these water bills on the tax rolls. So how can a title company find the lien if it's not there? So they come here and they see the debt that's on the bill, but they don't see the debt that's been sent to the tax rolls. So that's an issue. There are issues that, it's my understanding, at least from a major title company that's less than a couple blocks from here, that they may be sitting on more than $1 million in escrow, that they are having trouble getting to us because they haven't been able to reconcile the right amount owed. So we have a problem. We're gonna go through and dissect it. I'm bringing in all of the people that are in the industry that understand the problem the best, along with my staff, who absolutely understands it from our perspective. And we're gonna fix it. It's gonna get fixed. This isn't rocket science. We just need to get into a room, understand all of the issues, and holistically fix it once and for all. Because like you indicated, I thought it had been fixed too. I gave it to Deb Poshpish at one time when she was general counsel, and asked her to write policies and to fix the problem, but it didn't. stay fixed. So we're gonna go back and tackle it.
Communications, item 6, there's none. Item 7, are there any items from commissioners?
Yes.
Commissioner Black?
Ask the Director of Customer Service if there are any customer service representatives here at this time.
Madam Chair, thank you. Yes, we do have a couple of folks from our customer service team, Ann Jeanette,
They're too far back.
Teresa, and Nadina are all here. They were here for a few hours today in a people listening session, just helping us improve our overall process and culture. So they are here. Some of our brightest and best.
Congratulations.
And they had,
Do they have anything they want to say?
anything you guys want to say? Other than wave?
We want to express our appreciation to all of the customer service representatives for the fine job they do every day to try and alleviate the concerns and problems that our customers have. So thank you again. We appreciate you, and we are honored that you were able to be here today to be recognized on behalf of your other colleagues.
You know, and you're in a job where we never hear about the 90% of the calls that are taken care of. We only hear about the 10%, and then maybe it's not even 10%. So we want you to know that we appreciate the fact that 95% of what you do is so beneficial to our customers. Thank you. Are there any other items from commissioners?
To our staff for the excellent job they do in responding to customers' emergency issues. They get right on it, and they've been excellent this past month. And in particular, several items that I'm aware of where our staff, under the direction of our deputy director, have handled issues. And so I just want to continue to commend them for the fine job they do.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Director. So when those postings, as far as the shut-off notices go onto a business like outside of their door, is there a dollar amount that would trigger that, or what triggers it?
Well, any time that you're more than 2 months in the rears and more than $150, that could trigger it. In reality, we go to the highest accounts and work backwards, and there are thousands of dollars in the rears.
I'll talk to you offline. I thought it would be thousands or something like that. I'll talk to you offline about, yeah.
I would like to make sure that everybody knows that Gary did a wonderful job on Channel 2 with Charlie and asked all the questions. And there was a bunch of questions that came in. Were not that great, but he handled it really well. And I thought it went really well. We watched it to the end, and I thought you did one heck of a job, Mr. Director, and I thank you.
I thought long and hard about doing that interview.
Charlie's funny.
Only said no, and then my staff convinced me that I could do it. So thank you very much.
Garcia.
For those of us who did not see it, is there a way for us to get that?
It was online, and Sonali can make sure before you leave you have the link to it. Yeah.
Any other items from commissioners? Let me note for the record, Commissioner Forte is with us. Commissioners? All right, then, unfinished business, there is none. Next, item 9, the approval of the consent agenda, which consists of items 9A and B. The consent agenda is just that. It requires unanimous consent. These items have been reviewed in some detail at the committee level. Is there any commissioner that would like to request either of these items be removed and that they be considered separately? Commissioner Black? Good.
A request to remove anything. I move approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of approval, please say aye. And that is adopted unanimously. All right, item 10, new business. The first item is 2026-181. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Chair,
Hey,
the Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewerage Department approved the issuance of an easement encroachment permit for DTE Energy and authorizes the director to take such action as may be necessary to complete and record the transaction.
all right. And it's been moved and it's been seconded. Yes, sir, you have the floor.
Chair, good afternoon to the board. The legal department has no significant comments. We recommend approval for these two easement encroachment permits. They are from consumers and DTE to do very minor borings above our facilities up in Troy and Oakland County. Our engineering team's reviewed it, as has GLEWA's team. So we have no objections and we do recommend approval. So thank you.
This question before, I think I know the answer. No money's changing hands for this easement.
It's not an easement, it's a permit, and there's a small fee that has to be paid in order to obtain the permit.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Presenter, identify himself.
Thank you. I apologize, Commissioner. My name is Jonathan Demers, Senior Associate General Counsel with the legal team.
Thank you, John. I have to tell you, I was scratching in my head. I know who you are and I know what your name is, but you get to a certain age.
It's Mr. Chair, and I forget things all the time as well, so it's all good.
All right. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of this motion, please say aye. And any opposed, that is adopted unanimously. All right, colleagues, item B, 2026-182. What is your pleasure? Commissioner Davis.
Move that the Board of Water Commissioners for the City of Detroit Water and Sewage Department approves the issuance of an encroachment permit for Consumers Energy and authorizes the director to take such other action as may be necessary to complete and recording the transaction.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? This is similar to the one that we just adopted. Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, and that is adopted. Next, we go to the director's report.
Mr. Chair, and I'm going to let the Deputy Director go through the press conference that we held with Madam Mary Sheffield the other day, but I just wanted to make just a couple comments regarding something that was said at public comment. And, you know, I think that we, the people of Detroit, did an excellent job of outlining the problem. We all know that we had 30,000 customers that were in Lifeline a year and a half ago or so. And so there's a baseline there that 30,000 households were in need of some form of assistance with regards to Lifeline. And now we have $5 million and not $30 million to deal with the issue. So obviously we can't service the same amount of people, but we have created the new program, which is Easy Pay, which for $10 allows customers to be protected from shutoff. And while I'll support any legislation in Lansing that is able to get passed and bring additional dollars into the program, right now it's not likely with the makeup of Lansing that those bills are going to go through. And so the governor has put into this budget, signed into this budget, $5 million statewide for affordability programs. And I'm confident that Detroit will see the majority of that money, which will take us from 5,000 households in Lifeline to 10,000, probably before the end of the year. So while it's not 30, it's the dollars that we have, and we're all fighting to find additional dollars from Washington, from Lansing, from any source that we can get it in order to service more customers. But I don't want anyone to be discouraged and not get into Easy Pay for simply paying $10 and being protected from shutoff. Because, I know the inference is they'll get further and further behind. No one's been shut off. And there's almost 50,000 customers in Easy Pay. Nobody's been shut off. It's in Easy Pay. No matter what their status is right now, they haven't been shut off. So get into Easy Pay until we can find additional dollars to roll more people into Lifeline. And I thank the advocates for, staying on it in Lansing, trying to get legislation passed. We may have a difference of opinion on how that legislation should be shaped, but that's democracy, isn't it? I mean, we can still agree that it needs to happen. We just may differ on compromising on the language in the legislation. And I want them to know that I'm willing to compromise and have a discussion about the language, and I'd be more than happy to support any legislation that could be successful in getting additional dollars to help with the Lifeline program. So I'll leave it at that and let Mr. Smalley talk about the good things with regards to the press conference we held a week or so ago.
Good afternoon, Sam Smalley, Deputy Director. Yes, as Director said, we celebrated the ribbon cutting of the Far West project. It is a very large green stormwater infrastructure project. What it will basically do is directly discharge to the Rouge River after settling and filtering through natural landscape over 100 million gallons on an annual basis. So, and just to reiterate, our strategy to reduce flood risk throughout Detroit is to either slow the water down, like is done by disconnecting downspouts. It has to travel over the grass and a longer route to the sewer system, or better yet, get it out of the system altogether. And because Detroit is surrounded with a river on three sides, essentially the Rouge and the Detroit River, we have plenty of opportunities to do these projects where we remove stormwater from the sewer system, leaving that capacity for larger storms that are more frequent than original. One of the really novel things about this project, however, is it was a collaboration with the Evergreen Farmington Sanitary Sewer District. They gave us $30 million to do this separation project in Detroit for a marginal increase in the GLWA sewer system contract capacity. So instead of them building a gray facility that they have to operate, maintain, replace, they give us the $30 million. We do this natural-based stormwater separation project. We have less flow going to the treatment plant. They don't have to maintain something, and the Rouge is cleaner. So it's a 1 + 1 = 3 equation in my mind, where we both benefit. And we have more of these throughout the city also. So we are a good partner to the GLWA wholesale members. We're able to do these kinds of arrangements where both sides are making out. This is a very large project, one of the largest ones that we've done. It included a significant amount of stormwater pipe, water main replacement, sewer rehab. So we have certainly hardened this neighborhood, improved it, so they should enjoy a higher level of service for years to come.
All right, thank you.
You said a marginal increase. Have we been informed of what the board been informed of what that increase is?
Moving more flow from the system than we're adding. So I think for a few, I don't recall the exact number, but we make sure that we're taking out more flow than we're increasing or collaborating with their contract increase.
A significant part of your presentation. Thank you.
Mr. Deputy Director, how does this compare, this particular project, with others around the country?
I think that we're a national leader in stormwater, green stormwater infrastructure. Certainly credit goes to the former Deputy Director, Palencia Mobley, Lisa Wallach, and her team. And specifically on this project, Daniel Timmons did a great job of shepherding this project through all the way to completion with frankly very minimal complaints from the neighborhood. This was the site of the Upper Rouge Tunnel, a project that was approaching $1 billion in 2008 that we had to essentially cancel after it was awarded because we just didn't have the money and couldn't afford it. And we wanted to do something smarter, which is green stormwater infrastructure. We had to invest $50 million in the tributary area for the Upper Rouge Tunnel. We've accomplished that, so now we're free to do these types of projects all along the city and the east side. But I think when you look at this project, the ones we have on Schoolcraft, the ones we have at Riverside Park, and the ones that are in various studying stages, I think we're doing more than anyone in the country.
Any other questions? Commissioner Blackman?
There have been some comments in the media regarding safeguarding our water system. Have we done anything differently to make sure that we don't have the concerns that others in the country have stated?
Well, I mean, there's a variety of threats or possible negative outcomes for the water system. We work really hard to maintain compliance with all aspects of the Safe Drinking Water Act. We have a very robust asset management program that's looking at neighborhood by neighborhood, making sure that our system is resilient and robust and redundant. We've worked really hard to maintain lead and copper compliance, whereas some other communities that get in trouble actually get a lot of help. But we've maintained compliance in large part due to Gary's vision and back in 2017 that we're going to get out in front of this. We're going to earn our customers' trust, and we're going to keep it at every step along the way. So there are a lot of threats, but we recognize them, and we have plans to mitigate or reduce those threats.
You get to not the lead and copper compliance, but the safety of what we're doing to make sure that we're hearing in other parts of the country is a problem.
We have a lot of confidential plans that we file with EPA, and we don't widely spread those out, and we won't. But yes, we are very much compliant. We're aware of the threats. There's a lot of programmable logic controller threat right now from the Middle East. We don't have any of those left in the system that we now operate and maintain. They're all on GLWA side, and they have a very robust program to mitigate that threat as well.
Any other questions? We are geographically blessed to have the River Rouge and the Detroit River for stormwater. I don't know if you saw the report last week about the Colorado River and Lake Mead, which is the biggest reservoir for supplying water to Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. It is at its record low level. I wouldn't be surprised that the water officials in those areas are looking at the Great Lakes.
Have been.
Welcome to look, and if they want to enjoy it, move here.
I've heard stories about pipelines. Now, we have 20% of the world's fresh water, and part of me says there's plenty for everybody, but we don't want Lake Michigan to be the next Lake Mead either.
We have a water system that was built for 3 million people, supporting probably 700,000 now. When I first started here in 2007, the water system in the middle of summer, June, July-ish, would regularly hit 1,800 million gallons per day. And sometimes that level of production carried on for 2-3 weeks straight. And it's a very robust system, was able to handle it. We barely hit 600 million gallons during peak season now, across the entire system. Detroit is growing. We see that through the number of meters that we're adding each and every week, which is about 20, each and every week since 2020. So we know that the city is growing, our consumption is going up. We're exceeding Istakar's growth-based budget in consumption, so we certainly know we're growing.
Well, I'm glad we're in this water system and not in Arizona or Nevada. All right, anything else? We're at items from commissioners. Have any other items? I'm looking at the director's report, and on our next meeting on September 16th is going to be in the community at 6 p.m. at Second Ebenezer Church. So please make note of that. And Mr. Director, commissioners, are there any other matters to come before today's meeting? All right, hearing none, a motion to adjourn is in order.
Chair?
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. And those opposed, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
The RISA video.